Hello everyone, and welcome again to another LEGO Bionicle video. For today guys, here I am finally. I am going to be showing you my 2015 Toa Kaita Akamai Moc. And wow, oh wow guys, he looks stunning. With that said guys, let's get straight into the review. You can see there guys, I've added in the awesome trans yellow Borok piece from Pohatu's boomerang. Not only that, I've added in Anua's armor shell and Pohatu's, and then adding in just an exterior armor shell from Tahu there. And of course you can see Anua's limb there, the trans purple limb, a very nice piece. Of course friction pieces there. Not only that, I've also added in the Tahu leg, which is exact reference to Ixphya's build there. I have to say it was a great idea for him to add something like that, and that's what I've done. But of course, not only that guys, you can see that I've also added in different armor shells, different colored armor shells in comparison to Ixphia. I've touched on a bit of Anua there. You can see there is Anua, and then you know, obviously near the bottom there, some more Tahu, and then another dash of Pohatu there, of course with his limb, as you can see there in the trans yellow as well. Now with the leg build, exact the same reference to Ixphia, but like I said guys, I had to pick it because it was the right structure, it was the right build, the right size for my set. It worked out so well, so I had to use it. So thank you again Ixphia for of course providing us with the instructions for that. So of course you can see here is either Pohatu or Tahu's leg there, and then of course you can see Anua's leg, sorry not leg, his foot, and that's combined together with I think a size 3 axle piece there. And then if I take this off, you can see that's what it kind of looks like there. Pretty cool, but that should be kind of centered in the middle-ish. There we go. So just kind of like that, and yeah, that's what it kind of looks like. Pretty cool, I have to say. The overall build wasn't too hard, it was pretty simple, and yeah, it just worked out so well. But of course guys, there is knee articulation just a bit there in this joint right here, so I can pull the joint back. Hold on one second, maybe if I move this out of the way, that would help. So maybe if I show you from the angle there, so yeah, you can get a bit of knee articulation. So there I'm pulling it all the way back. Maybe if I zoom out there as well just to show you. So yeah, there is knee articulation in the back, but not towards the front in all honesty. Now in terms of actually articulating the whole leg, it does work, but in all honesty, because there are so many armor shells and pieces, it's quite hard to manipulate sometimes. So yeah, you can see you can get a bit of range of movement, which is pretty good of course. Up and down, nope, not really. Okay, that doesn't work there. But still, in general, there is articulation in the leg, but it is very limited because the leg build is, I'm not saying bulky, it's just kind of overcrowded with so many armor shells, so many pieces that are so closely linked together. And of course guys, I typically have implemented a gear function since the G1 set has a gear function, so it's important to of course implement and copy off things from the original Akamai. So that's what I've done here. So there's the gear function. Of course you can see a double joint there and a double joint on this side as well. It's just covered in by the boomerangs there, but maybe if I take it off, yeah, I'll just take it off for now. So there, as you can see, double jointed as well, and the gear function works very smoothly of course, but there is only limited range of motion. So yeah, you can kind of get them in a running pose or a walking pose, and the gear function is pretty smooth as well, so I'm pretty happy with that of course. And yeah, any gear function to be honest is just great. And yeah, I think that is pretty much the leg review done. But there you can see it guys. Like I said, let me know what can be fixed or what I could add to make it look better, and all, you know, if you guys have any opinions, any comments, please let me know. But anyway, now let's move up towards the torso area. So there, as you can see guys, is a torso area. Now of course I mentioned are these awesome thigh pads here, or maybe like shin pads. I added those in because they're pretty cool of course, just to obviously also cover up the just those joint pieces there of course in the leg. So that's the reason why I kind of have these here, but it's a great feature to have of course, since he does require armor everywhere, and since he is a combination of 3, you would expect him to be heavily armored while still having that nice elegant I guess kind of structure and you know, just look, because at the end of the day guys, he is a Valor, he's a warrior, he's not a barbaric beast if you think of him like that. He's an elegant, strong, courageous fighter, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So you can see the waist is pretty slim guys. That's what I've tried to implement here, of course using Tahu's body pieces. Now typically that's what the original set actually has. So there you can see is the original Tahu, the original Akamai, and of course let me actually put it side to side so it's easier there. And so, as you can see there, I've tried to implement exactly the same build. So there you can see is the chest piece, there is the chest piece, there is the body / torso region, and that's exactly what I've implemented. You can also see the random piece that was down here towards his groin region. That's exactly what I've implemented here. And yeah, I've just tried to copy off the exact G1 image, and of course I've attempted it to the best of my ability, and that's what I'm trying to get. Anyway, I just realized that the G1 Akamai didn't have a head there, but of course I'll put his head on later on. Anyway, so moving on towards the torso region, you can see that I've added in the 3 Tahu pieces. Now of course one of them is for his body, and the other 2 were meant to be for his I think for his upper leg, so towards his thigh area. That's kind of like an armor piece. I instead used it for the body of Akamai, as you can see there. Very nice touch. As mentioned, I wanted to make his body look slim, so he doesn't look barbaric and beastly and just beefy and big or bulky. You know, I want him to be slim, but still big and strong. So of course, that's the whole idea of the chest. That's what I'm trying to portray with the chest area there, to make him look bulky up near the top, but keep that nice slim kind of feature towards the bottom half of his body, and that's what I'm trying to portray here. Looks great, guys. Of course, you can move around the piece if you want to. So what I mean by that is you can, you know, you can push it outwards if you want to, kind of get him in that, I don't know, fighting pose, possibly, kind of like that, I don't know, or you can kind of extend it outwards like that if you really want to. So this is kind of what I mean by it looks like a transformer. You can do so many things with this. You can pull it out, pull it in, but I kind of like it inwards, to be honest, because it makes his body look slim and it just looks very nice overall. You can also see I've added in the Tahu pieces, the Tahu external armor pieces, so the golden touch to it makes it a lot nicer as well. Not only that, as mentioned, I did say that I did add in that little black size 4 armor shell there, just to replicate what was seen in the G1 set. Not only that, I've also added in just a touch of Pohatu there, using the other armor shells just to cover up other pieces, so kind of like a small skirt armor there. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3 pieces there, just to add in a bit of a skirt armor, but overall I think it goes well with the set, just filling in different spaces, and yeah, it looks really great. Let me know what you guys think. So moving on up towards the upper half of the body, you can see that I've implemented the Anua chest piece. Now, of course, with a lot of people out there, possibly, they would have taken out the stickers from Anua. I personally kept them just because I wanted to keep the originality, of course, to show that Anua does exist inside Akamai's body, and that's the whole reason why I kept the stickers there, to symbolize Anua's presence. And I have to say, it looks pretty cool overall. I like the image. The stickers, they go really well with the set, and of course, it's just genuine, guys. It keeps the genuinity of the overall Akamai concept alive, if that's the way you want to think of it. Not only that, you can see I've also added in some great Tahu armor shells there, added in with the golden external armor pieces there, as you can see as well, just to give him a bit of bulkiness, but not too much, of course, up in the upper region of his shoulders. The reason why is because I know for a fact that with Ixphhia's build and Rollout Review's build, they added in those pieces in. They were great. By no means am I saying they're bad, but to be honest, using these pieces here as they did, I think it made the set just a bit too bulky. Remember, guys, he's not a barbaric beast. He's an elegant fighter. He's a warrior, and so to add those big bulky pieces isn't something I personally wanted in my own mock. So I guess it's personal preference. At the end of the day, everyone's you know, it's anyone's choice to pick however they want to build their mock, and so that's up to them. Personally, that's what I didn't want to do, so this is what I chose instead, as you can see there. Now looking at his left arm, you can see that I've also implemented the awesome trans orange armor pieces from Tahu. You can also see I've also added in the external golden pieces as well, just because we know with the G2 set it has the Tahu kind of look, since he has the limbs from Tahu from both sides. Now I kind of changed mine up a bit, and what I did was I actually used on one side Tahu, the other side Anua. So here you can see, just mind the weapon for now, guys. You can see I've implemented quite a lot of Anua on one side. So there you can see is quite a few black armor pieces there in size 4, sorry. And of course I've added in the external silver, or possibly gray, I think. I just think of it as silver external armor pieces there from Anua and Pohatu there, I think. I don't know if Pohatu actually has these pieces. I can't remember. I think he has one? I can't remember. Either way, majority of it is from Unua, so that's the whole point. I thought to implement a bit more Unua because I guess quite a lot of the features you see here are from Tahu, and yeah, I wanted to add a bit something a bit more different, and so that's the reason why I implemented Unua on that side, as you can see there. So now looking at the back, you can see that I've implemented another great piece there from Pohatu, his body armor piece there. I implemented that to the back just so then, of course, his back piece is covered, and so that he has a bit of armor there. Not only that, I've also added in his boomerangs in the back as well, kind of like added armor pieces, because at the end of the day, he does not have these two weapons. Of course, in the storyline, he has his club and of course his fire sword typically. So that's the reason why these are in the back and not used as weapons. And of course, you can see there, of course, I've said of course like 3 times now, sorry guys. You can see also just more armor pieces, and I've already shown you guys this from obviously previously in the video. But there you can see more stuff. There's the gear function as well. But now, of course, to show you the top. And as you can see here, pretty cool, right? I know, I implemented and I tried my best, and it does work, guys. I'll have to be honest with you, it does work. I added in a double gear function to the top. I know typically you can add a single gear function, and I don't know, I just kind of thought outside the box, hey, come on, why not? I thought it would be a great idea, and that's exactly what I've done. So of course, one side works by itself, and the other side works on its own as well. And of course, I'll show you that soon. I just want to show you a comparison, of course, with the G2 to the G1 from the back. So here we go. There you can see it, guys. Wow, he's a lot smaller than I thought. Let me add in the head as well, because it looks really weird without his head on. But there we go. So there's the head, as you can see there. And look at that, guys. Wow, that looks so cool. He's so much larger as well. I didn't really realize that. But anyway, so there you can see the double gear function. There is the single gear function for the legs. And of course, as we all know, typically I know there is a Unua foot as an armor shell on the back. But because there isn't, I couldn't use the Unua for the back since it was too small. And because I used it for the foot, there you can see is Pohatu's torso piece used in the back for Akamai. So here is the first gear function. I'm going to be showing it from the back first. Here is of course the fire sword, and I'll show you that later on. You can see I'm going to now rotate it. So there you can see it works really nicely, guys. Of course, because the sword is quite heavy, it does require a bit of force, you know, just to try and twist and turn the gear. So it does require a bit of effort, but still it looks great. Now showing you from the front, or actually from the side first. So there, maybe if I enhance that for us just a little bit, there we go. So there's the gear function. It doesn't work, you know, obviously it can't go up too high because like I said, it's too heavy, but it still works. And then here from the back, I'll show you it. So zoom out there for a bit, and then here is the gear function again. So it's pretty good in all honesty. Of course it can be a bit hard, but still a great gear function. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So here is the gear function now for the club. Now the club is a lot easier to actually move because it's a lot lighter, and not only that, the weapon isn't as, you know, it's not as bulky and stuff like that, but it works a lot. It works really well. So yeah, that's just a great, you know, it's a great gear function as well. But I think that's pretty much it, as you can see there. Pretty cool though. Of course, guys, just to mention that you can also see the 2 Tahu spears or swords in the back. I think they're swords mainly, but you can see the 2 swords in the back. Of course, I tried to implement a bit more Tahu, and that's exactly what I've done there. So you can see the 2 swords there. But anyway, for the head articulation, you can get a reasonable amount of articulation, you know, left and right, of course, just because the armor shells are kind of in the way, but still, you can still get some movement, some great poses, of course. You don't want to turn the head too much anyway, so yeah, some great poses there you can get with the head. Now, in terms of arm articulation, you can get some arm articulation, which is great, of course, as well. So you can see I can move the elbow joint 90 degrees, and I can move it back and forth. So that's pretty good as well. Same thing applies to the other side, of course. Just depends, because obviously the sword is held in the hand, so it's quite hard sometimes to move the overall weapon. But yeah, you can get some good articulation there as well. A bit of side to side, but mainly up and down, as you can see there. So now looking at the Kanohis, guys, as we can see here, this is known as the Mask of Fire, and it's not really recognized as the Great Ha'u, but I think it's still, at the end of the day, it would be the Great Ha'u. I'm not sure. The Great Ha'u Nuvama, I don't know. But anyway, that's that. So I thought I would actually take this off and try out different other versions of the Tahu mask, or the Mask of Fire. So there you can see, this actually comes from the Heroes Polybag, 2015 Polybag, sorry. And I thought I'd try it out and see what it looks like. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, no, not really. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Please let me know. I'd really like to know what you guys think of it. So that's one. There it goes. It's popped off. Now, let's try this. I don't know if this would really work. There is the Unity mask, of course, from the 2016 set. And it makes his head look really small. It doesn't really fit the style. Of course, as we all know, with the 2015 Mask of Fire, it's more wider, so that's obviously the good thing about it. This doesn't really work out really well. Yeah, it's not really that good, to be honest. You can see how slim it is and how big this one looks. But yeah, it wouldn't really work. So I thought I would just show you the great Ha'u Kanohi now. Of course, from the 2001 Tahu. I thought I'd just put it on. Of course, I don't have the, I can't really put on the G1 Bionicle headpiece because I don't have a axle like hole thingy. But anyway, just to show you guys what it would look like. I know my hand's in the way, but I think maybe it would just work. I'm not sure. I think it's a bit too big for the body. But maybe it would just work. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you all think. I'd really like to know your comments and your opinions. Of course, here is the Golden Mask of Fire, as you can see there. And I have to be honest, it looks pretty cool there. Of course, I think typically the Mask of Fire just would look a lot better just because the red blends well with the other colors. But still, it looks great though, guys. I have to be honest with you all. And that's just a bit crooked. Let's fix that up a bit there. So there we go. So yeah, I think it still looks good though, to be honest. I like it. Of course, at the end of the day, I think this mask here would be the best, the Mask of Fire as we all know it. But this is meant to be known as the Great Kanohi Rua, the Mask of Valor. And it looks great, I have to say, pretty cool. And I really like the set overall, guys. Please let me know what you all think of it. And yeah, I think the last thing to show you guys is now just finally the weapons. So looking at his first weapon, as you can see, held in his left hand, is what is known as the club. Now, of course, this club here does come from Anuar's Hamadrill, typically found from his Hamadrill. And all I've done is practically, so the weapon's kept the same. It's no different. It hasn't changed at all much. The only thing I've done is I've added in these spikes there. As you can see, these typical spikes are found from Pohatu's armor shells, I believe. Yeah, they are found from his armor shell, so that's the reason why I implemented those. Of course, since a club is practically a huge baseball bat with just these massive spikes. But not only that, if I turn the weapon around, you can see I've also added in a spear there. This is, of course, Pohatu's spear. I've added in the back just because, and I've also added in an armor piece there, so kind of like a small shield there if he really needs it as well. So, of course, a big weapon is required for a big build such as Akamai there. So, if you can see, that's what the weapon looks like from far. And overall, I think it looks great. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think of it. In all honesty, it's not too heavy, so that's why there is good gear functioning and arm articulation with this weapon. Overall, I think it looks great. Of course, anyone who gets pulped by this would obviously just get destroyed. You can see how big it is, and a great weapon, of course, fitted for Akamai. So now looking at his most important weapon, it is known as the Fire Sword. Of course, a big and great weapon. Now, originally, this is obviously held and used by the Master of Fire, Tahu, and of course, they are known as the Fire Blades, or the magma board, or a fireboard, or whatever you want to call it. But here, of course, it is known as the Fire Sword, a great weapon. You can see I've used both fire blades there. Very nice. I've also kept the fire feature there, which is pretty cool. Not only that, I've also implemented and used the Anuar Bionicle headpiece, and of course, this is known as the Mask of Earth, worn by the Master of Earth, Anuar. I was about to say Tahu there, that doesn't make sense. Now the reason why I left it there, of course, their heads are not decapitated, guys. The reason why I left it there is because of the fact that these masks are obviously bestowed with awesome power. So of course, here it has earth powers there, so that's why I left it there. So then in terms of the weapon, the mask gives the weapon powers and also gives Akamai powers as well. That's the whole idea. Same thing on the other side. So if I turn it around there, of course, you can see the Mask of stone. So as you can see, I just zoomed out there for you all. There is the Mask of Stone, typically worn by the Master of Stone Pohatu. Now the reason why I also added that in, same principle applies. The Mask of Stone is bestowed with the power of stone, of course, and so it provides the power to the sword and of course to Akamai himself. But not only that, you can see there with the Mask of Fire, typically the same principle applies. It provides him with the power of fire as well. Obviously, typically we know that Akamai already has the powers of fire, stone, and earth, since Anua, Pohatu, and Tahu are united as one. But of course, not only that, I've also added in these brain stalks there. As you can see, the trans blue and in the trans yellow there. Of course, I just added them as another feature to the sword because why not? Of course, you can also see that I've just kind of kept it standard there by just using an exo piece. I couldn't think of anything else. I was thinking of or planning to actually add in the boomerangs from Pohatu, but I didn't know how to really implement them, so I just kind of left it like that. You can see that's another piece there that's obviously not typically found from these sets. So that's what I was meaning, guys. Just these small pieces that I just added in, of course, just to adjust to my taste and how I want to build this set. With that said, everyone, thank you so much for watching my 2015 Akamai Moc review. As always, I really all hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, guys, please smash that thumbs up button. There's my thumb. And as always, please do subscribe to my channel so then you guys are up to date with all my new videos that I do post out. Not only that, you can also check out all my other cool videos that I have done, such as my Brawler Recruiter build, my Overlord review, all that other random jazz, my Mask of Time review, things like that. Please go check it out if you haven't yet. There are many great videos out there for you all to see. But not only that, guys, I also have my Wairuha 2015 Moc to show you as well. I have to build it first, but hopefully I'll get that done as soon as possible, and then of course show it to you all very, very soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue on with my builds and reviews on other G1 sets. And yeah, I guess that is pretty much it. So as mentioned, guys, please subscribe to my channel, like this video if you have enjoyed it, and of course, please let me know, I forgot to mention this, please let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the set. Any feedback is really appreciated, good, bad, whatever. If it's really bad, then please let me know. I take it as constructive feedback. Of course, I will be using your comments for me, just for my personal use, of course, so then I can somehow change the setup a bit, because I know for a fact, my personal opinion, the set does lack a few things that can be improved. You know, articulation, movement, things like that. Maybe change the structure of the, I guess the structural look of the build. But I guess I can do that at a later time. But like I said, guys, to support this build and to support the channel, please like this video and of course subscribe to the channel. Anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much it. As mentioned, just stay tuned for more awesome videos to come. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Have a great day as always. Thank you again so much for watching. I will be talking to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.